That's a truly remarkable insight because you mentioned being a journalist, obviously, which of course requires a lot of due diligence in your research before you bring these insights to life. So I knew you mentioned that the $1 million one person business has increased or doubled up to like over, I think you said 140 something thousand now. Besides AI, what do you think is driving that number?
Well, there are a few interesting trends this year. Sometimes it's market forces. For instance, with commodity prices high, farmers were commanding greater revenue for the crops that they sell. There are a lot of one person farms. Maybe it's one person in the family owns it, and then the family works there. So they're not on payroll. So that went up this year. There were some mining related businesses that were doing really well, related to electric cars. That was another area. So I don't know if the trend will hold true in coming years, but I think it will, because professional services consistently is the biggest group, and they're also consistently one of the top two biggest users of AI. And that trend has always been consistent since I began tracking this. So you're in a professional services business where you're doing meeting planning, and think about how efficiently you run your business. Alicia, in the middle of the pandemic, her business was shut down and she was doing online in-person events, and switched to online, which is very efficient. So now you added that to your repertoire, and you can do even more business, and your business grew during the pandemic when everybody else was folding, because you taught yourself how to use Zoom and simple technologies, but you weren't using them before. So I think there are more people that are diving into these things and familiarizing themselves. I wrote today about the Seven Figure Seller Summit for Forbes, and Gary Huang, who I've been covering for years, is an e-commerce seller, and he did a deep dive into AI the past 2 years to really learn how it works. And they can use it now for writing the Amazon listings. They can use it for making videos, for making
Wow.
images, for even making jingles about the product, like musical jingles. And when you think about that, they would have been hiring an agency, and it's kind of bad news for the agency, except if the agency uses the AI too. Now they can serve more clients, bigger clients, do more interesting projects. Maybe they were spending a lot of time on the behind the scenes, boring details of making a jingle that we don't even know about. And now they just tell the AI to do what they were doing manually.